Okay, good day everyone. We are the Anihan group and we will be talking about Green Shack vegan burgers. So summary of the project, we have here Green Shack's location, INJ building in AS Fortuna, Mandaue City, Cebu, Philippines 6000. So here is a Google map. So for products, the snack bar will offer burgers which are completely vegan and it will be a place for vegans and vegetarians and anyone else who would want to eat healthy. The snack bar will offer burgers made out of mushroom and banana patties. So here we have banana peel burger made with shredded banana peels, eggs, flour, and other condiments. Here we have the mushroom burger made with grinded mushrooms, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and other condiments. So this is our vision. So our vision is to improve the health of the people, sustainability of the planet, and the support for the local. Here we have the mission. So we want to emphasize that we would want to incorporate nutritional quality, good taste, and quality ingredients in order to provide better and healthier alternatives for the people who wish to improve their lifestyles. So here are our goals and objectives. So we would want to increase the company's profitability throughout the years, diversify and grow revenue streams, and attract and retain customers from the target market. So here is the general information. So the type of business organization. So Green Shack would be under sole proprietorship, and Green Shack would be a food manufacturing business that produces vegan or vegetarian burgers using mushroom and banana patties. So here is the organizational chart. We have our general manager, Clyde Howe, operations manager, Mariana Bisilla, marketing manager, Faith Go, finance manager, Cray Oy, and HR manager, Christine Sarmiento. So here are the possible employees or staff that would be needed for Green Shack. We have here the cashier, the chef, the cook, dishwasher, server, and runner and busser. So professional firms or consultants to be hired. So we would need financial consultants since we are still students. Also accounting services and the general contractor for the rent improvements. So here's the status of timetable of the project. So currently we are halfway through the completion of the project. We are at number 5, completion of project feasibility study. So marketing feasibility. Basically over the last 10 years, the vegan market has expanded and innovated, and according to researchers, the search for vegan food has grown 77% when comparing 2017 to 2019 data. Here is the global vegan food market share, and it is fragmented into these different companies, which are mainly US based. So here is a graph. So here are our competitive positioning. So for Green Shack, we placed it on the right side. So we have here high quality and we placed it in the middle. So it would be not so expensive and also not so cheap. So marketing mix decisions. So quality, we would want to promote organic ingredients. So there would be a lot of health benefits and environmental benefits as well. And for image, we want to show homegrown food and healthy food. For branding, we want to be a business that benefits society. We want to be a healthy option for the vegans and vegetarians. So features, we want to apply the farm to table philosophy. Pricing program, cost plus pricing and psychological pricing strategy will be used by the business. Here is our business model canvas. So the distribution channel for Green Shack will be through their physical store and delivery service. So the delivery service will be through Food Panda, Grab Food, etc. So there would be a direct selling to customers. Green Shack will be directly contacting and interacting with the consumers. Promotions will be done through social media, face-to-face marketing, posters or flyers, bazaars and events, and through collaborations. Projected sales will be at 2,160,000 with 12,000 market demand units.
For our technical feasibility, our proposed product is vegan meat, which is basically a substitute to the usual meats that are common among food chains. Our product, which is made out of a variety of vegetable or fruit ingredients, is designed to taste not far alike from meat. Here we have the table, which includes the physical properties, mechanical, and chemical properties of our product. Now, for the uses of the products, first we have the physical effect it has on the customers. The vegan burger is meant to provide a healthier option to customers, and it substitutes animal meat with plant based meat, which allows customers to acquire the benefits that come from vegetable and fruit ingredients. Just to name a few, according to studies, consumption of oyster mushrooms can help reduce the risk of obesity, diabetes, etc. For bananas, they are known to give people energy, aid people who want to lose weight. Aside from these two main ingredients, other vegetables will be incorporated into the vegan patty mixture. Vegetables tend to be lower in calories, cholesterol cholesterol, saturated fat, and many other benefits. For the psychological effect, our customers will be able to feel a sense of pride and purpose. That is because they are able to help the farmers through their purchase. And since our burger provides a healthier alternative, this will allow our customers to have a healthier diet and healthier mindset. Here we have the manufacturing process. First, we have the acquisition of raw materials, which begins with the purchase of raw materials or products. The ingredients will be sourced directly from the supplier. Processes involved in this include placing the order and the follow-up of purchase order. So for in placing the order, we will submit a formal purchase order to contain details like quantity, quality, and such. And for quality control, the business will also provide an ingredient or raw material specifications document. The business will be using the follow-up of purchase order to ensure that the stocks will be received and will be made available in time. For the inventory control systems or protocols, demand forecasting and perpetual inventory management are the two inventory control systems or techniques the business would like to consider. Next step is to receive the raw materials or products. So if the supplier offers delivery services, it will be received at the business's location, and if they do not provide delivery services, the business will be hiring personnel that will be in charge of picking up the purchased goods. For quality control, upon receiving the orders, the quality and quantity of the goods will be immediately checked. Next is to store the raw materials or products, so it will be stored in the appropriate containers, areas, or appliances. Next is the sale and creation of goods. The first step is to take the order of the customers, so the entrepreneurs will be providing a POS cash register system for the business. Next is to prepare the ingredients. In preparing the ingredients, this involves washing, chopping, and mixing the ingredients. Basically, after washing, the ingredients will have to be chopped, cut, or processed. Needed materials in the step are the knives, chopping boards, and food processor. Next is to mix the ingredients. So we will be mixing together our vegan ingredients, the binding ingredients, seasonings, and sauces. Next is to form or shape the patties. So the enterprise will provide its employees with a patty molder. Next is to cook it. Basically, the vegan patties will now be grilled on the double burner gas griddle. After which, we prepare the ingredients needed to assemble the burger and then assemble it. Finally, the vegan burger will be served to the customers.
So here we have plant size and production schedule. For our daily capacity, we have 50 people. Annual capacity, 12,600. The normal operating days for a year would be 252. So here is our production schedule.
For the machinery, we will be needing one refrigerator, two double burner gas griddle, and two food processors. The service centers for Samsung's Medina Trading Inc. and KitchenAid are available within Cebu. So for the desirability of location, raw materials will be sourced outside of Mandaue City. However, some suppliers are able to deliver to Mandaue City. It is a good location because the building is nearby commercial areas, and local grocery shops and supermarkets are near the location of the plant. So in this layout, the open kitchen area will allow the people to see the cooking station, food prep station, washing station, and of course the counter where the customers will pay for their food. The room at the back will be utilized for storage and other purposes needed for the business's operations. For the effect of the layout, since the layout of the business will be an open kitchen setup, the preparation of our product would be visible to the people. This makes it easier for a business to capture the customer's interest and trust, and the close proximity and placement of the stations will allow the employees to follow an organized flow of processes in the creation of the product. For the provision for expansion will be done once the company will reach its 5-year quota in terms of total sales and net profit. Next, for the cost, for the rent, we have 15,000 per month, water and electricity, 10,000 per month. Here we also have the kitchen, storage room, office, main dining area, restroom, and construction costs. For the raw materials, we have here this table, the properties of oyster mushrooms, which includes the physical, mechanical, and chemical properties. And we also have in this table the sources for our oyster mushrooms. We have here bananas, their properties, physical, mechanical, and chemical, and the properties of onions, the properties of garlic, properties of lettuce. And on this table, we will be sourcing our vegetables and fruits from these farms. These are our alternative sources for the fruits and vegetables. For here we have the properties of bread, and here we have shown where we will be sourcing them from. This includes the sources or suppliers which we will be getting our seasoning sauces, all-purpose flour, and other ingredients from. This is where we will be sourcing our cheese. The company will negotiate a contract with the suppliers for monthly or yearly supplies. The terms of the contract will depend on the supplier and the company. For waste disposal, we have here our biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. For biodegradable waste, we have paper and organic waste. For the non-biodegradable waste, we have plastic, glass, and metal. For the recycling method, we would like to deliver our organic waste to the vermicast organic fertilizer suppliers so that we may be able to recycle. And for the cost of waste disposal, this will be shouldered by the rented space, and the payment of the rent is inclusive of the garbage collection. And here we have our permits. For the financial feasibility, we have here our pre-operating expenses, the government licenses. We have here our land building and other structures, and the machineries, equipment, and other fixed assets. Here we have our operating costs, our marketing costs, and our labor costs. We also have here a breakdown of our material costs and the total operating expenses, total project costs, and the initial capital of 550,000 pesos, with additional 2,000 pesos for varying costs. For the sources of funding, the proposed sources for both long-term and short-term financing would come from our personal savings and family, and for the alternative sources, we have credit card and loans.
So here we have our projected income statement for 5 years, our projected cash flow for 5 years. So these are for operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So this is our projected balance sheet for 5 years. These are for the assets, and this is for current liabilities and equity. So unit cost breakdown is 98 pesos per burger. Here is the selling price. We have here the normal burgers and the burgers with cheese. So here are our ratios. We do not have any interest expense. Here are the profitability ratios. The net profit margin is steadily increasing, which means the company is efficient and effective. Also here the activity ratios. We have here the fixed assets turnover ratio, which is also increasing. So this is a good sign that the company would be efficient and would flourish in the first to the fifth year of operations. Here is a break-even analysis. Here's the graph. So the company will break even at 11,027 units. So total revenue for the first year would be 2,160,000. Capital recovery. Capital will be recovered in the first year of operations. So here's the payback period. Payback period would be 0.573 years. So that means just within our first operational year. Cash flow return rate and rate of return discount rate are the same at 74.53%.
Okay, so from our findings, the vegan snack business would be feasible with regards to its marketing, technical, and financial aspects. Based on the analysis of the overall feasibility of the proposed business concept, the business may proceed with this vegan burger project. However, since vegan burgers appeal mostly to vegans and vegetarians, we recommend that aside from marketing our products in the vegan or vegetarian community, we should come up with marketing strategies that allows us to reach a wider or larger audience. For example, through sponsored ads in social media, you will be able to gain better recognition. In order to appeal to the interest of a wider market, we also recommend that as we go through the product development phase, the business would have to create a distinct and quality flavor that non vegan or non vegetarian customers could appreciate. We also recommend that as you are facing the uncertainty of this pandemic, the business should be able to apply strategies, practices, and protocols suitable for this new normal. For the financial feasibility, we recommend that with the alternative source of funding, which is the credit card, the business should look into the best credit card option. It is important that we further look into credit cards' key benefit and features that we think would best suit the enterprise.
Good day. This is the Anihan Group, and we'll be presenting the feasibility study of Cape. To begin with, here is the proposed location in INJ building in AS Fortuna, Mandaue City. Here's the location on Google Maps. So the proposed product is a coffee-based beverage. The two main ingredients in the beverages are coffee and milk.
So for our vision is to serve the Cebuano people with top quality local coffee beans and products directly sourced from our very own Cebuano farmers that they can be proud of. We'll serve coffee made by Cebuanos for Cebuanos.
And our mission is to create top quality coffee products using locally sourced Cebuano coffee beans from tuber to provide the Cebuano coffee bean farmers with attention and exposure that they can benefit from.
So for our goals and objectives, we have providing Cebuano people with coffee they can be proud of, help the environment, be a business that benefits society, support local farmers, help the local economy, offer affordable prices, and have lesser cost or fuel consumptions in transporting ingredients. For our objectives, we want to create unique coffee-based drinks using locally sourced coffee beans, promote and encourage the practice of organic farming, lessen the use of plastics, apply the farm-to-table philosophy.
So here's our general information.
So we are a sole proprietorship organization, and we are a food and beverage manufacturing business that produce coffee-based beverages crafted using single origin coffee beans.
So for our organizational chart, we have Clyde Howe as general manager, Marian Abesia as operations manager, Faith Go as marketing manager, Cray Oy as finance manager, and Christine Sarmiento for HR manager. Employees and staff needed. We have the cashier, barista, dishwasher, server, and optionally we have the runner and the busser.
So professional firms or consultants to be hired, we have financial consultant, accounting services, and general contractor.
So this is our status of project timetable. So we're currently at 50% completion, and we are at the fifth stage of our timetable, which is to complete the project feasibility. So for our marketing feasibility,
This is the demand and supply. This is a competitive positioning. Our price is cheaper than our competitor. However, our quality is high.
so this is our marketing mix decision.
For our pricing program, we'll be applying psychological and competitive pricing. And the business will price products lower than competitors. This is due to the fact that business costs are at a lower price as well compared to the competitors. And these low prices will not compromise profit margins.
So this is our business model canvas. We have the key partners, key activities, value propositions, key resources, customer relationships, channels, customer segments, cost structure, and revenue streams.
So for our distribution channel, we have a store located in ING Building S Fortuna, Mandaue City. And we will also be offering delivery services through Foodpanda and GrabFood, which is available in applications.
And for our promotions, we plan on using social media, face-to-face marketing, posters and flyers, bazaars and events, and collaborations.
For our projected sales, we have for the year 2021, we have a total of 12,300 in market demand and 1,845,000 in projected selling price and total sales forecast.
So for our technical feasibility, description of product, our product is a cup of coffee made from single origin cherries, grown and harvested from Cebu's very own fertile lands, handpicked and roasted by the many hardworking Cebu farmers. Single origin coffee has better quality because it is coffee at its purest form. This is unlike the house blends that tend to include coffee beans that are with lower quality ones to skimp on the price.
The following are properties.
So its physical effects on its customers. A cup of coffee's major function is to relieve a person's mental and physical fatigue. Its caffeine content can increase one's mental alertness. Aside from its main purpose, studies have found that coffee has numerous health benefits. This includes type 2 diabetes, lowering risk of incident gout, positive effect on chronic liver disease, low prevalence of non-melanoma skin cancer, and lowers the risk of Parkinson's disease. First, psychological effects it has on customers. Our cup of coffee will be introduced in the market as a product that helps local farmers and supports local produce. This will bring customers a sense of pride and purpose. That is because they are able to help the farmers through their purchase while enjoying a drink that is proudly Filipino. So this is our manufacturing process, starting with the manufacturing process flow chart.
For the sale and creation of the goods, we have taking the order of customers, roasting the coffee, grinding the coffee, brewing, preparing the drink, and serving it.
So for plant size and production schedule, we have our sales forecast for our coffee and the operating hours.
For the machinery, we have the automatic drip coffee maker, the high quality espresso machine, the industrial coffee grinder, refrigerator, and ice maker. In the following columns are the quantity, specification, and capacities of each machinery.
So for our raw materials, location desirability. For the raw materials, these will be sourced outside of Mandaue City. However, some of the suppliers are able to deliver it to Mandaue City where our business will be operating.
As shown on the screen, this is our plant layout.
So this is our structure costs with the rent and water, electricity, and for the construction, we have the kitchen, storage room, office, main dining area, and restroom.
These are the properties of our raw materials, which is the milk and the coffee beans.
For waste disposable, we have the biodegradable, non-biodegradable recycling method. Costs of waste disposal will be shouldered by the rented space. The payment of the rent is inclusive of garbage collection. And for our permits, we have the Department of Trade Industry, the DTI, and the Bureau of Internal Revenue, DPIR. For our financial feasibility,
We have the pre-operating expenses, which is a total of 13,016 pesos.
and for our fixed assets, namely the land, building, and other structures, it totals to 115,000 pesos. And for our machineries and equipments, which are good for 15 years, the total is 520,910 and 39 cents.
We have the operating cost, which is a total of 26,299 pesos per month. And then we have the marketing cost, which is a total of 5,800 pesos. The labor cost, we have the labor cost, which is a total of 47,280 for 30 days and 48,856 for 31 days. And then we have the material cost, which is a total of 99,005 pesos, and total project cost, which is 619,915.39.
So for our source of funding, the proposed sources for both long-term and short-term financing would come from our personal savings and family. Alternatively, we have the choice to go with credit cards and loans, namely from options like BPI, Security Bank, and BDO installments, and etc.
So for the projected income statement for 5 years, from 2021 up to 2025, we have the total operating expenses and the net income.
Here we have our projected cash flow statement for the next 5 years.
And then we have the projected balance sheet for the next 5 years.
So for our unit cost breakdown, we have a total unit price of 34 pesos.
For the selling price, we have a unit cost of 34 pesos and a selling price of 150 pesos.
And here are our financial ratios and our profitability ratios and our activity ratios.
For the break-even analysis, the company will break even at 7,795 units with a total revenue of 1,845,000.
For capital recovery, capital will be recovered in the first year of operations with a capital amount of 620,000 and an operational cash flow of for the first year 2021 of 634,979.04. That gives us a rate of recovery of over 100%.
For the payback period, we have 976 years with a cash flow return rate of 2.42% for the first year and a rate of return with a discount rate at 2.42%.
Findings and recommendations. So for our marketing feasibility, we found that it was important to prioritize social media marketing as it is the main platform of marketing nowadays. And for our technical feasibility, we found that it is very important to prioritize the sources of our ingredients. And for our financial feasibility, we found that it is important to have a backup plan in case our first source of funding doesn't go accordingly.
So, Happy Milk, vegan milk. So, a summary of the project. So, Happy Milk by the Anihan Group will be located in INJ building in AS Fortuna, Mandaue City, in Cebu, Philippines. This is the coordinates in the Google Maps. So, for products. So, for the choices of vegan milk, we have rice, which is made from rice grains, usually brown rice, and unsweetened. And the milk is made by pressing rice through a mill with the use of of diffusion to strain out pressed grains. So coconut comes from the flesh of the coconut. Whenever a coconut is opened up, the flesh is available all along its inner walls. And ripe coconut, well suited for processing into coconut milk, must have thicker and creamy white flesh. So nuts made by rinsing nuts in water multiple times, then blending them in water and then straining them. Although nuts don't offer the protein content of traditional dairy, they they boast plenty of nutrition of their own. Bananas, made essentially by mixing bananas and water. However, there are varieties wherein nuts can be added as well. Using bananas allows for a beverage with some natural sweetness instead of piling in added sugar or artificial sweeteners. So our vision is to improve the health of the people, sustainability of the planet, and support for the local. So the mission of Anihan Group is to produce healthy and delectable vegan snack products dedicated to support local farms. So we will focus on delivering from Cebu farmers and of course incorporating quality, taste, and good ingredients and good healthy alternatives for the people to improve their lifestyles. So the goals and objectives is that the company will have 1 year and 3 year and 5 year goals, and that there will be a certain budget for each of those times, and it is strictly followed. The company shall expand their product offerings and their geographic reach. So general information. So a type of business organization. Although there are 5 members in the group, the business will fall down into sole proprietorship. leading to the name of the general manager. It will be a food manufacturing business that produces vegan milk from rice, nuts, coconuts, and bananas. So the organizational chart, with the general manager as Clyde Howe, operations manager as Marian Abasia, marketing manager as Faith Go, finance manager as Cray Uy, HR manager as Christine Sarmiento. So the employees and staff. We need a cashier, an executive chef, line cook, dishwasher, server, and an optional runner and buzzer. So professional firms or consultants to be hired. So we need to have a financial consultant, accounting services, and general contractor. So for the status of the timetable of the project, so currently we're in the fifth one wherein we complete the project of the feasibility study. Marketing feasibility. So for demand and supply, over the last 10 years, the vegan market has expanded and innovated. According to researchers, search demand for vegan food has grown from 77% when comparing 2017 to 2018. Global vegan food market size was valued at $12.69 billion in 2018 and is projected to expand at the compound annual growth rate of 9.6% from 2019 to 2025. So this graph shows the US dairy alternatives market size by product. So for our competitive position, we place in the high quality and medium price. So for marketing mix decisions, for the quality, we have a lactose-free dairy, and it is a great alternative to conventional dairy or animal-based dairy. So this due to the fact that there's a growing population of people having lactose intolerance, which makes them unable to consume conventional dairy. And aside from that, there's also a market for um, people who want plain vegan milk. Rice milk is also a good source of vitamin A and D and calcium. For environmental benefits, vegan milk is inexpensive in terms of its production. Many plantations and farms can be found within the area, which makes sourcing and transportation less costly. For our pricing program, psychological pricing strategy and cost plus pricing will be used in the business. So this is our business model. For the distribution channel, we will be using delivery services and in-store procedures. And through the app GrabFood and FoodPanda, we'll be able to accomplish that delivery services. And we have a direct selling channel wherein we always make it from producer to consumer and no middleman. So for promotions, we have social media, face-to-face marketing, and free sampling. This is our projected sales for the year 2021. For technical feasibility. For the description of the product, vegan milk is a beverage we will be creating, which we will have the base ingredients of rice, coconut, nut, or banana milk. Although vegan milk does not contain the same benefits that we get from cow's milk, vegan milk has its own benefits depending on the ingredients used. Vegan milk is also a good alternative for the weight-conscious, vegan, and lactose intolerant. The vegan milk beverages offered could be either plain or flavored. So these are the properties for the following. The physical effect it has on customers. So vegan milk is lactose-free, which means that they help improve one's digestive health. The lack of lactose eases the digestive system and improves the bacteria environment of the gut, thus preventing indigestion and infection. The psychological effect it has on customers. So vegan milk beverages will be introduced in the market as a product that helps local farmers and helps promote local produce. Aside from that, we also give it also has a psychological effect wherein health and sustainability will come into the mind of the customer, and that helps them want to live a healthier diet and healthier mindset. And the fact that they know that it is also from the local farmers also allows them to say, oh, I'm helping the community. So this is the manufacturing process. So for plant size and production schedule, we would have two shifts and an 80 customers capacity for the plant. And we expect to have 29,000 customers by the end of the year. And for foresight, we just say that we have 364 days per year of operating. So these are the forecasts. For the machinery that we will use, which will be expected to last 15 years, these are the following that we will be purchasing. For raw materials, we will be sourcing locally, and if the suppliers offer delivery services, we would accept that. And if there isn't one, we would purchase from nearby locations in Mandaue City. For plant layout, The open kitchen area will allow the people to see all the processes involved in the preparations of the milk beverages. The room at the right side of the open kitchen area will be utilized for storage and other purposes needed for the business operations. So these are the following structure costs. So these are the raw materials that we will be using and the following alternative sources and main sources they have. And aside from that, physical, mechanical, and chemical explanations of them. So for waste disposal, we will have biodegradable, non-biodegradable, and a recyclable choice. So cost of waste disposal will be shouldered by the rented space. The payment of the rent is inclusive garbage collection. So for permits, we will be acquiring the Department of Trade and Industry and Bureau of Internal Revenue. So for financial feasibility, this is the pre-operational costs. So for fixed assets, operating expenses, for sources of funding, the proposed sources for both long-term and short-term financing would come from our personal savings and family. An alternative would be credit card and loans from BPI Corporate MasterCard. So for this is the projected income statement for 5 years, the projected cash flow statement for 5 years, and the projected balance sheet for 5 years. So for our selling price, the unit cost for rice milk would be 20, banana milk 25, nut milk 35, and coconut milk at 30. And we will be selling them at 70 for rice milk, 70 for banana, 90 for nut milk, and 80 for coconut milk. So these are the ratios. We have the financial ratios, the profitability ratios, and the activity ratios. So for break-even analysis, we will have 77.5 as the average price per unit, 27.5 for the average variable cost, and 904,204 for the fixed cost, giving us a break-even of 18,084 units. So the company will break even at 18,084 units sold, with a total revenue of 1,401,510. So for capital recovery, it is estimated that the capital will be recovered in 3.12 years. So for payback period, we expect to have 3.12 years to get the capital back and a return rate of 32.04% for the first year.
For the marketing feasibility, due to the increasing awareness of health benefits of vegan milk and its alternatives, as well as animal rights and health issues, the demand for vegan milk has increased. And with this, we recommend that the business look into many options and considerations because as there aren't many local vegan businesses. There are, however, there aren't that many. For recommendations, the business would have to look and take into consideration that there aren't many vegan businesses around, which means that they have to strategically plan a marketing strategy to help the business gain recognition upon entering the market. For financial feasibility, the initial capital is amounted at 750 with an additional of 2,000 for the varying costs, and an alternative source is considered with the use of credit card financing for the startup of the business. For the recommendations, both the long-term and short-term proposed sources are the personal savings and family loans. And the success of this financial feasibility will be assessed through the net income, revenue, profit, sales, volume, growth of sales and earnings, solvency, liquidity, return on investment, and efficiency on operations. For technical, we have the Happy Milk is a business that centers around serving the best lactose-free dairy alternatives, and it is marketed to those who are health conscious, vegan, and those who suffer from lactose intolerance, who cannot consume the conventional dairy. For the recommendations, the business would have to strategically market themselves to appeal to many others besides the target customers, which are the vegans and the health conscious. According to research and studies, The business is deemed feasible.